Hello students, in my previous video, we have seen the Euler's turbine equation. Okay, so Euler's turbine equation is equal to m dot into Vw1 u1 minus Vw2 u2, and for the unit balancing divided by Gc, we can take it as Gc, the value is nothing but 1, or else m dot into Vw1 u1 minus Vw2 u2 will give you the Euler's turbine equation, which is energy E. So now coming to this alternate form of Euler turbine equation. So in this, let us see one by one. So V is equal to absolute velocity of fluid, W is equal to relative velocity of fluid, that relative to rotor, and Vf is equal to radial component of absolute velocity, flow velocity. Okay. Next one is Vw, tangential component of absolute velocity is nothing but viral velocity, which is nothing but Vw. Now, suffixes 1 and 2 indicate inlet and outlet conditions respectively from inlet velocity triangle. So V absolute velocity, relative velocity, radial component of absolute velocity, tangential component of absolute velocity for inlet if it is suffix 1. If it is suffix 2, then it is for outlet or exit. Now coming to this inlet triangle, velocity triangle, so Vr1 square is equal to V1 square minus Vw1 square. Let us see the triangle, velocity triangle first, then we will decide this. Okay. First we will move on to this velocity triangle. This is the alternate form of Euler turbine equation. Okay, the first one is, you can see that rotor and the impellers are there, and then that series of blades are connected, and water comes on hits the streamline of flow relative to impeller. Now discharge will take place. So now coming to this inlet velocity triangle, which is that below one, okay, down that is a triangle which is drawn down in the down position. So that is nothing but the outlet triangle, inlet triangle, inlet velocity triangle. So you can see the red color V1, so that is absolute velocity. Okay, and then the alpha 1, so angle of the absolute velocity, that is nothing but or vane angle we can call it as, or water, jet of water, it comes and hits, so that vane angle, so it is not as, for example, it is not vane angle, because vane or blade will be nothing but beta. So if water striking the blade, okay, so that is nothing but the alpha 1. Okay, and then Vw1, viral velocity, this is the tangential component of the velocity, that is Vw1, and then u1, that linear velocity u1, and then Vr1. Actually this Vr1 is supposed to be inside the triangle. If u1 is greater than Vw1, then this modified triangle will take place. So this Vr1 will come out. Okay, and there you will find beta 1, that is nothing but a blade angle, so beta 1, and so this is the inlet velocity triangle. So if you see that one, the middle dotted line is nothing but a flow velocity Vf1. Okay, so the Vf1 and the Vf1 flow velocity, and this W1 is nothing but Vr1, which is relative velocity Vr1 or W1, it is mentioned here. So this is your inlet velocity triangle. So coming to this outlet velocity triangle, so V2 velocity, V2 that is absolute velocity, and you have alpha 2, and Vw2 viral velocity, and then u2, and then beta 2, and Vf2, and Vr2. So same as that of the inlet velocity triangle. So you have outlet triangle. Okay, based on this velocity triangle, so we will see one by one. So from inlet velocity triangle, Vr1 square is equal to, this is the inlet velocity triangle. So Vr1 square is equal to V1 square minus Vw1 square, V1 square minus Vw1 square, which is the Vr1, the in between the dotted lines. Okay, dotted line is nothing but the Vr1. So as according to the Pythagoras theorem, so AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So that is what the formula is. So from this triangle, so Vr1 square is equal to, so V1 square plus Vw1 square minus Vw1 square. So this is the equation number 3. Also Vr1 square is equal to, so W1 square minus U1 minus Vw1. So which one can be written as U1 minus Vw1? Okay, so this VW1 can be written as this U1 minus VW1 whole square, that is equal to W1 square minus U1 square plus 2 U1 VW1 minus VW1 square. If you expand this equation and if you write it, so you will get this equation number 4. Next, equating equation 3 and 4, we get, suppose if you both in the place of VR1, if you write V1 square minus VW1 square, then VW1 square both LHS and RHS gets cancelled. Okay, so finally your alternate form of energy equation, on simplification we get U1 VW1 is equal to V1 square plus U1 square minus W1 square divided by 2. Similarly, this is for inlet triangle. In the same way for outer triangle, so U2 VW2 is equal to V2 plus U2 square minus W2 square divided by 2. Okay, substituting these values in the Euler's equation, you know already that Euler's equation, work done per unit mass flow rate is equal to VW1 U1 minus VW2 U2. Then we get work done divided by mass flow rate is equal to V1 square plus U1 square minus W1 square divided by 2 minus V2 square plus U2 square minus W2 square divided by 2. So now work done divided by mass flow rate is equal to V1 square minus V2 square plus U1 square minus U2 square plus W2 square. This W is otherwise VW, we can call it as VW viral velocity. Okay, so VW2 square minus VW1 square divided by 2. So this is nothing but alternate form of Euler turbine equation. So we'll see different components. First component, second component, third component we'll see. So components of energy transfer. First component is V1 square minus V2 square divided by 2 is the change in absolute kinetic energy. Due to this, a change in dynamic head or pressure takes place through the machine. The exit kinetic energy will be more in power absorbing machine. Okay, the exit kinetic energy will be more in power absorbing machine, that is pump, while it will be less in power producing machines, that is for turbine. So here turbine is a power producing and pump is the power absorbing machines. Now coming to the second component, that is U1 square minus U2 square divided by 2 is the change in centrifugal energy of the fluid due to change in radius of rotation. So this causes a change in static head or pressure through the rotor. Okay. Next one is third component. So VW1, W1 or VW1. VW1 square minus VW2 square divided by 2 is the change in relative kinetic energy due to change in relative velocity. So this also causes a change in static head or pressure through the rotor. So in that way, so it is divided. So one is absolute kinetic energy, next one is centrifugal energy of the fluid, third one is kinetic energy due to change in relative velocity. Okay. So now radially outward and inward machines. We'll see that radial outward and inward machines. Okay, so for radially outward flow machines, U2 is greater than U1 and hence the fluid gains in static head, while for radially inward flow machine, U2 is less than U1 and the fluid loses its static head. So therefore, in radial flow pumps or compression, the flow is always directed radially outward, and in a radial flow turbine, it is directed radially inward. So energy transfer in axial machines. For an axial flow machine, the main direction of flow is parallel to the axis of the rotor, and hence the inlet and outlet points of the flow do not vary in their radial locations and locations from the axis of rotation. Therefore, U1 is equal to U2, and energy equation of energy transfer will be work done by mass flow rate is equal to V1 square minus V2 square plus VW2 square minus VW1 square divided by 2, since U1 is equal to U2. So now this is the conversions in drawing velocity triangles. Okay. So this I will explain in my next video. So till now, so what we have seen is the alternative form of Euler turbine equation. So thank you very much.